Arturo Dark Knight. He's one of our best listeners. Oh, UV.
UV? Did you just say UV?
Why is there a chicken in my parking lot?
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Hump Day edition of the SWGOH live stream here at RSG. I'm your host with the most, Ranger J 1999, and joining me as always is the sexy Buddha himself, Sir Loki. Sir Loki, how are you today, sir?
Good afternoon, everyone.
That's
I'm doing
right.
good, man.
Yeah, it's afternoon where you're at, right? In old California.
Yep, I usually eat dinner after this stream, so yeah.
Yeah, that's about right? So I'm just adjusting our camera. But welcome to the longest running live stream in the SWGOH community, where we talk and break down the latest and greatest of Star Wars Galaxy Heroes news and notes and give you a little bit of insight of what it all means. Glad to have you guys here on a Wednesday. Welcome aboard. Everybody jump your ass in here. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe. All that good stuff. Say hi to us. Say hi to the skewers. Say hello to your neighbors. There you go. And let's have a happy Wednesday as we celebrate SWGOH. And if you're new to the stream, welcome. Glad to have you aboard. You can have all kinds of fun ways to interact with us while we're doing it. You can do super chats. You can do stream alerts. You can use channel points over on Twitch and all that stuff. And should go very, very well. I know Loki was working on them. Get some music started. On some new channel update stuff. I've been getting a lot of toasties in my ear today. Thank you, Loki, for that. I kept hearing random toasties and was wondering what the hell was going on. But that was Loki working on the stuff. So we are working on stuff in the background all the time to improve and make the streaming better for you guys. That's what it's all about. Glad to have you guys here. Before we get into the news and stuff, some announcements, as we always do. Before we get to the announcements, let me just say one thing. This is an interactive stream. If you have questions, feel free to pop those into the chat. We will pull up questions here and have a Q&A. So if you have any questions you want to pose to us, feel free to put those in there. Now, we do have a format that we like to follow because we use Nightbot as a filtering tool. And so if you could help us out with the questions, that would be great. All you need to do is, since we use Nightbot, we have a filtering word and we make it simple. Just put the word question in front of your actual question statement, and we'll get it scooped up and we'll get it read and answer it to the best of our abilities. So that's how this all works. It's pretty simple. Have fun. Enjoy that. Use your emojis. That's what this is all about. Now for announcements, coming up Saturday, there is no D&D. We will have Jedi Academy, even if it's just me. We will still get Jedi Academy in, but there will be no D&D or any other streams during the weekend. This weekend is Memorial Day weekend. Have fun, enjoy yourself, spend time with your family. God knows we need a good Memorial Day weekend with last year of COVID and everything. And, you know, with a lot of the stuff being lifted, you know, some of the restrictions, just be safe. But I'm glad to have it lifted so we don't have to wear masks for those that have been vaccinated. It's nice. So enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. And then this weekend, starting, I want to say an hour or two before Jedi Academy, over on the Bounty Honey's channel, with Kate and Geek Girl and Christy and all those lovely ladies, they're going to be having a 24-hour stream, and I wanted to read this for you guys. I'll announce it also on Jedi Academy, but for all the skewers out there to help support these awesome and wonderful women that are doing this, it says Kate sends it to me. She says the Bounty Honeys are hosting a 24-hour charity stream this Saturday to Write Love on Her Arms, which is a nonprofit that helps spread the message of hope and helps people suffering from anxiety, depression, suicide, self-harm, and other mental illnesses find the help they need. So if you guys can go there, the stream's going to start at 8 a.m. Eastern. It's going to be always two of them.
Always two there are. No more.
No less. Bounty Hunties this weekend. If you can stop in, even if it's for like 10, 15 minutes, support what they're doing. Maybe donate a few bucks if you got it. Support those lovely ladies. I've had the privilege of going on to that stream. It's a lot of fun. I went on their comic book stream that they like to do over there and talk to the X-Men, so that was cool. Of course, we're always giving Kate a hard time because she's world famous, and then Geek Girl and Christy plays D&D with us, so lots of talented women, and show them some sports gears. Let's show them what the Skier Nation can do when it comes to charity, because you guys are goddamn animals and amazing when it comes to raising money for charity. So there's that. Any other notes, announcements, things of that nature? Anything with you, Loki? I know you're going to go play Magic the Gathering this weekend.
I am. I'm going to be in Clarksdale, Arizona. So I will be driving through there, and should be fun. I'll be playing Magic on a steam engine train. I've never done that before, but should be fun. I'm going to be enjoying it. Just a quick one, Ranger. I sent Nev the link to our Zoom chat. He wanted to join us.
Well, I don't know. Should we let him on?
It's up to you. You got the keys. But I gave him the link. I'm just letting you know.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because he could be wanting to get in right now. There we go. I forgot the Wednesday night stream's not like the other ones. It's one of those weird things where Zoom went through this thing where now some of our streams require me to give permission or a password, or so stupid. So, yeah, there we go. There he is. There's the wanker himself. Good Lord. I'm regretting this decision already. Christ. I let Loki's kindness get into my heart, and this is what happens. All right.
This is what happens.
And what's going on, buddy?
No.
Oh, I'm good, mate. I'm good. How you doing, buddy?
That was the other announcement. GAC Center will be tomorrow night, same bat time, same bat channel. So we'll do it tomorrow night. The end of an era, the last GAC with all the leagues there, Nev. It's going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be very, very interesting, yes.
Yep, so what can I say? Well, we started the new division, and we're going to get into that tonight because I think it's time to break down the news. Yes, the news indeed. So let's get in here and cover the latest SWGOH Galaxy Heroes news and notes. All right, we start off with from our wonderful friend, the awesome CG Salacious B. Crumbs, who says, "Hi, Hull Table Hero. This is content update 5/26/2021, by the way. It's on the forums. So if you don't check the forums out, right, we always read them out for you guys so you guys can hear what's being said over the last week. But this is today. This is today day. This is not yesterday or tomorrow day. This is today day. So he says, today's update contains the Grand Arena division changes and returns Jolie Bindu back to Dark Side 6D hard. Additionally, the game has been updated with the June calendar and added several bug fixes for Conquest. Oh, okay. So let's talk about the Grand Arena division changes that'll be finally going in next week. They made a couple of changes from the original post, so we'll talk about this. Grand Arena division changes. Grand Arena Championship divisions have received several changes to promote a more balanced and competitive experience. We have redistributed the number of players in Grand Arena Championship divisions to closely reflect the ratio of players that were originally in those divisions at the time of GSA's launch. The number of squads required in prizing for league promotions has also been adjusted to closely resemble the divisions players were previously in. These changes maintain the level of difficulty you experienced previously without affecting your rewards. In addition to the above changes, the amount of required points scored to promote between divisions and leagues will be different for some divisions and leagues to account for the additional squad battles taking place amongst players in those divisions. Note, rewards for league promotions has also been updated to reflect the changes to divisions. All right, so you can see the different stuff here. Really, we got 3v3 coming up. So for this shows 5v5 and 3v3. You can look at what the current one will be, what it is right now, which is going bye-bye, and the new one. So if you are 7.8 million flat or higher, you will be Division 1. You will need, this is finally set in stone, you will need 15 characters on defense for 3v3, and 2 fleets. Division 2 will be 14 and 2. Division 3 will be 13 and 2. Division 4 will be 12 and 2. 5 and 6 will both be 11 and 2, and then the other one is that Division 7 also. I think they've gone back to some of these, that the big changes, that there was only one fleet going to be needed for some of these. They've changed it back to 2. The only ones that will only need one fleet in 3v3 will be Division 8 or lower, and that's 2.3 million GP or lower. The divisions, Division 2 is 6.650 to 7.7799999. Division 3 is 6 million to 6,649,99999. So you can kind of see it there. Division 4 is 5.150 to 6, and so on and so on. So you can see the current changes for 3v3. In 5v5, it's going to be a little bit different, and that's just because you don't put as many teams down. But for Division 1, you'll need 11 teams on defense for 5v5. Division 2 will need 10. Division 3 and 4 will only need 9. Division 5 and 6 and 7 will be 7 teams. So there you go. Yeah, 15 teams, not 15 characters. 15 teams. It'd be a little strange if you wanted to put 15 characters down on defense. That might be a little wrong. And then you can see the rewards. So for the new one, for Division 1, 1 and 2 to hit Kyber, you'll need, and for 3v3, it'll be 46,100. It's pretty much the same. 37,600, nothing changed. Division 3 will be different, 43,000 and 32,500, and it goes down from there. Division 4, it drops. Division 5, 6, it goes down a few thousand each time. So, final things, you can see the original post that was linked here for the changes. They added fleets back in. We've got a guest on. Let's ask Nev, what do you think bringing back both fleets now that they finally made the final call on this?
Well, I mean, when we got the original post that they were just going to maintain a double fleet node in Divisions 1 and 2, I mean, I think it was the biggest thing that everybody instantly complained about, especially those preparing to go into Division 2 that had expended a significant amount of resources getting their full fleets ready.
Right.
I think I kind of said, I think that they'll roll it back and at least encompass Division 5 so that it would have been the old Division 1. I never expected them to take it to Division 2. So if you cross that 3.15 mil GP threshold, you are now on a double fleet node. Whereas before, the old format, you didn't hit a double fleet node until you hit 3.8 mil GP. So yeah, that's huge. That is absolutely massive. It means all of those earlier accounts, you've got to be farming for fleet a lot sooner than you originally anticipated doing. But I think it's good that they've brought the double fleet node back, because a lot of people in the Division 1, Division 2, people that would have been around about that Division 3, they've spent a lot of time and effort getting their ships ready for Grand Arena Championships. So, it makes sense that those are double fleet nodes. So,
well, yeah, I think that even the people...
I think it's good.
I think the people that were in those divisions before they just updated this to 2 were like, I remember Mort saying it, 5 million GP, worked on 2 fleets for that purpose and stuff like that, so that you had somewhat of an advantage somewhere, right? I mean... Yeah. It makes total sense. So, looking at this now that it's kind of set in stone, we'll start with 3v3 as the first round of this. I'm still thinking that, if you looked at the matches the way they were, and I'm in the 6 million range, Nev, you're lower, Loki's in the stratosphere range.
Loki's Div 1, you're Div 2, I'm Div 4.
Yeah, so I think...
our main accounts.
So I think that where people are going to be, with the additional teams are going to be needed for offense and defense in 5 and 3v3, I think it's going to come down to, some of those things that you used to use when we were in, with 7 teams in 5v5. Now, Division 2, it's 10 in 5v5. That's 3 additional teams for offense and defense. So if you've gone top heavy, you're going to start working on some of these other things, because that's where the rubber's going to meet the road. I mean, we've seen it time and time again in my GAC where, everybody can kill Galactic Legends. If you have one yourself or if you have a counter, it depends on who we're facing, but it really came down to those teams in the back, and for me that, they just didn't have enough, especially if they went harder on defense. They just didn't have enough to clear some of my stuff. Now, this won't affect you, Lucky, because you've got a buttload. I mean, this just gives you more of a chance for your roster, but everybody in your division is going to be the same. I mean, it's just more teams to work with. So we'll come back to you in a second. But, Nev, you're Division 4. That means you got to set 2 more teams down. No.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 2 more teams
3
down. Characters needed.
Yeah, it goes for Div 4. It's from 9 to 12 now. So
Yeah, it's 3.
3.
I've got to find 3.
For 3v3,
extra
it's
teams.
12. Yeah, sorry, I have to keep looking at the damn screen. So for 3v3, 3 more teams, and then what's 5v5? How many were you placing before? 6 or 7?
For 3v3, it's 11.
I know, but I mean, I'm talking about 5v5.
For 5v5, it was 7. Yeah, a 3, a 2, and a 2. No. It was 8. A 3, a 2, and a 3.
We didn't have.
For 5v5?
No, we only had
I think
7.
5v5.
Division
7
1.
or
on
an
top
8?
wall and then 2 and 2 in the back.
Yeah,
Or
you were
It was
Division
2 and 2, was it? It was
Yeah.
3-2-2,
Yeah.
was it?
So
Okay,
so you gotta just have to do 2 more teams at your GP range.
Yeah. Oh, I'm happy with that because
yeah.
originally it would have been an extra 3. So to only have to find an extra 2 for defense and 2 for offense.
Yeah.
That's that. I'm my strategy and my tactics won't need to change. I will just need to be more cautious because as opposed to the 5v5 that we've just done, where if I slipped up, I'd have like maybe 2 buffer teams, that I could use to go in and clean up. I can maintain the exact same strategy and the exact same tactics, but I just have to be a lot more cautious because if I don't get the one shot, I'm going to have to go to the kitchen. I either bring 2 of my better teams off defense so that so that I'm still maintaining a 2-team buffer because that's what I tend to do. I tend to have 2 teams that are kind of can go in and clean up without particularly that much issue. It then means putting 2 trashier teams on defense or maintaining my current strategy and just being like really, really cautious.
Yeah.
So for me on that, I'm not that fussed. Fleets, nothing changes on fleets. But it depends. There's no way of knowing. Here's the thing. When you've got 7 attacks, it's not that tough, right? You can afford to have the teams at 5, that 5.3 million GP range. You've still got a couple of teams extra. But with more battles comes the possibility of more errors. And more errors means more cleanup teams needed. So where you might go through a round and you might think to yourself, oh, well, I can be lackadaisy on 2. You can't be. So you might end up screwing up and, screwing up on 3 teams, in which case you'd need 3 extra cleanup teams. Yeah. So, either that or you go, wailing on a couple of characters that could solo, but aren't just there yet. Yeah. So I think the solo strategy is definitely going to kick in around that Division 4, Division 3. People are going to be thinking to themselves, I've got 3 characters there that can solo. Maybe I should bump them from Gear 12 to Relic. Maybe I should bump them from Relic 3 to Relic 5. People with Malik, with OG Kylo, Nest, Wampa, those characters that are going to get you solos on some of those mediocre average teams that are on the back, so you don't have to worry about a full squad. So but some people are going to have to change tactics and strategy and others aren't, like Loki.
I know.
Loki's changing squad.
Well, the thing that it's really going to see how your roster is developed, right? Because there's going to be those lower teams, or you better hope your GLs hold. Because if they don't, you're given. There's going to be some free banners, I think, for some people that went really top heavy that are, it's going to be an interesting total change of dynamic of like who's worked on what and how, and how good are their secondary teams. We all know about the top teams, right? There's your Gashes, your Darth Revan, Grievous, Padme, your Galactic Legends. Those things, there's counters, about those. But what about those other teams that you haven't seen, or those teams that you don't know what to do, right? What if you get a scoundrel team or something along those lines? So, did we lose Loki? We did lose Loki.
Yeah.
Hold on.
There are going to be people out there dusting off the Old Republic team and dusting off.
I hope they do. That's a free Kylo Ren solo for me.
Dusting off the Old Republic, dusting off the Ewok team. I mean, the strategy that I've been playing at the moment, the reason why I say I'm probably not going to be required to change my strategy and the tactics is I don't play defensive teams to get solid holds. I play banner stripping teams and try to beat my opponent on efficiency.
Well,
so
sure.
I was laying down a defense purely to stop my opponent from scoring a 2100. I don't put a defense to get solid hold. If I get a solid hold, that's just a bonus. I'm literally just putting down teams to strip enough banners from my opponent to stop them getting a 2100, knowing full well that I've got exactly what I need on offense to score a 2100. Obviously, the scores are going to change now, and the line of shame is going to change. But people that put that one or two teams down specifically to get a hard hold, they'll be thinking, well, I'd rather take that on offense, but then they've got to find a replacement for it. So
what do you put?
I think the next 3 months are going to be the next 3 months of data that people put on SWGOH.gg. It's important, because if you're scouting forget about the last 5v, this 3v3 coming up. Forget about previous 3v3s, because
that's out the door. Well, there's still going to be some of the it's not going to be the top teams you have to worry about, right? We know about Rey, we know about Kylo, we know all that stuff. It's going to be those additional teams that people are going to be creative with, unless they just don't give a shit. They put bullshit in the back, right? Where they're just like, here's 3 Ewoks, slaughter them. I have nothing to put on defense, right? Because I'm more worried about offense, which you should be. If you don't have a strong secondary teams, for these Division 2, 3, and 4, focus on offense. It's the best you can do. I want to get into this too, Loki. You are Division 1, obviously. They finally did what instead of competing with someone that's 5.1 million for the same rewards, how are you feeling about competing with people that'll be in your range?
I've never fought anybody that low of GP, so for me personally, this is what I've been wanting. I think a lot of the higher Division 1 players have been wanting this, because it sucks seeing somebody with 5 mil GP getting Kyber champion or whatever every single time.
Yeah.
So that there's that, but I don't think my matchups are going to change really.
No.
They're going to be a little tighter. I'm going to get matched up with a minimum now. The 7.8, right, is the minimum threshold. So
that's
I'll never get matched up. And I don't know. I don't get matched up with 7.8s either. So, it just doesn't matter. Going to your point about, what kind of teams am I going to put on defense? I'm in the same kind of boat as the other, as everybody else is. Yeah, I have a bunch of tunes, but, there are several, like my Mandalorian squad, right? Like I don't have Sabine. My Sabine is gear 12. There's a lot of my teams where I'm missing 1 or 2 key relic tunes, I guess, to make the whole team go. And to your point about, are we going to see more hybrid? I don't think we're going to see hybrid teams anymore, right? Because
no, we
have to stretch the defense out. And same with the offense, right? Even the whole, like the Vader counter to Rey. Are you going to save Geos? Are you going to save, right? Because it's like, how many hybrid Vader counters are there to Galactic Legend Rey, right? You can throw Wat Tambor and Treya and GBA, right, all on that same team, and you've effectively ruined 4 teams. So in my division, I have to really be cognizant on the counters that I use, the teams that I put on defense, and try to get the max synergy I can. I'll never put SLKR Daka Zombie anymore, because that ruins 2 teams, right? You can keep the full Night Sisters. That's still very good on offense. You're going to see a lot more SLKR full first order teams. And things like that. I'm going to see a bunch of probably Galactic Legend requirements on defense, because why not put them on defense? and I'm planning to put them on defense myself. But in terms of Division 1, I was actually a little bummed that they didn't increase the fleet on Division 1. I wanted 3 because I think we're at that point in Division 1 that I can put 3 on defense. I'll be fine. If I got to grind it, I grind it. You know, and what you said, Nev, about buffers, I mean, I don't, at least for me, the way I play, I don't have a lot of buffers. I go one team and that's it. If I screw it up, then I screwed up, like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I play. But I really wanted 3 fleets on in Division 1. So, you know, I think
a lot of people around your GP, Mark, agree with you on that. A lot of people like, oh, this is the perf, because it would have made fleet more competitive.
It would have felt like territory war. So the territory war for us with the higher GP guilds, it comes down to fleet. I mean, you know, we fight guilds all the time where they hold all their GLs. If you have all your GLs for offense, it trumps any well-modded non-GL team on defense. Like, it doesn't matter how hard or how fast you make your Darth Revan on defense. If you keep a GL, you can beat it. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter. And the Galactic Legend team on offense doesn't even have to be modded well. It really doesn't. It screws up, you know, and then, you know, those guilds that we fight, you know, me being in Paw Patrol and we fight all the Maw guilds and all that, it comes down to fleet because they haven't done anything with fleet yet, right? I mean, it's the same fleets. Yeah, we got Razor Crest now, so they effectively activated a Thrawn, you know, what CG calls out Thrawn bounty hunters, right? Like that's a fleet now, right? Like that's activated. So at least in our territory wars and the way I wanted it to feel in GAC for me, I want it to come down to fleets, and I'm okay with that. I think with Ahsoka coming now, Commander Ahsoka, and the new GL, you know, there's just going to be, at least for Division 1, there's still going to be too many good teams, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But you're going to have those guys putting 5 GLs on defense, which is fine. But, you know, again, I wanted it to come down to fleets. I feel like 2 fleets isn't enough. But to your point, Ranger, again, I mean, I'm polishing off all my C and D teams right now. Like, I am relicking my Jawas. I am relicking, you know, I'm getting wigs up, right? Because I'm going to throw wigs on defense. I mean, screw it. You know, that's probably going to be a good team. And then I'm fine tuning. So like 5v5, if you can make the one tune on that, every team has one tune that you can, you make fast, right? And it gets the whole turn meter train going, right? Like every team effectively could have one tune that, like Mandalorians, if you do a really fast armor, right? You can catch your opponent off guard and it gets the whole team going, right? And who checks mods, right? Like not a lot of people, even in my division, don't even check mods. So they look at my team and they're like, oh, I can take it out. But you got that one key tune that's modded well in all of your squads. That's, you know, you give yourself an edge on that. So I'm worried, but at the same time, I'm really looking forward to it. I think this is exactly what at least Division 1 needed.
Yeah. So it's interesting. So if you want to know more about it, you can read it on the forums. This is what we're going to expect. Now we'll get into in depth when we set my defense and next week, and we'll talk with Loki and we'll look at his stuff and we'll see how it all plays out. We're starting with 3s, but I still think the teams 3s is a little bit different than 5s because you still have those monster teams up top, but with more teams down. I don't know if we're going to see a lot of Rays with Han and Chewie. You know, do you keep that for CLS? It's going to be interesting to see how people play it. And we'll talk about when I set my defense as well. Like, where are we going to put for defense? Where are we going to put it? Those kind of things. So, you're going to see, I think we're going to see a lot of front heavy loaded teams and bullshit in the back for a lot of players, you know, because they're going to be kind of scratching their heads.
One thing they didn't tell us either is how are they going to divide the teams up, right? Because it's right now, like what Nev mentioned, 3 on the top front wall in 5v5, right? It's 3, 2, then 2 in the back. So I'm kind of curious how they do that because,
just add 1 to each one.
Like what you said, you could, you know, at this point, you got to try to outsmart your opponent, right? Like if you throw all your GLs in the front walls, I mean, holy crap, right? Like they gotta, or you hide your GLs in the back, right? Like, I mean, you go 4 A teams in the front, non-GL, and then you hide all your GLs in the back. Like, I mean, that's gonna be pretty good. So you're forcing your opponent to get to that back wall, but you can't they can't skimp out on your front wall team, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's something also to think about. But I'm curious how they're going to do that. If they're going to go 4, 4, and 3, or whatever it is, for Div 1. But
Right.
that's going to be fun.
I agree.
I think for Division 1, it'll be two. I mean, it'll be because you've got one that is already got what is it? 4. You've got 4, 3, and a 3, right?
So I was thinking like 4, 4,
I
and
think
3,
I think
right?
I think
is what it
they'll
was.
I think they'll still keep two even and one with one more than in it.
You're right,
So
Pat.
I don't think it's going to be like they're all going to get put in the teams that are down at the bottom. I don't think that they're going to do that. So I mean, like for example, me, I've got an extra 3, so I just think it'll be like 1, 1, 1, an extra team in each territory.
Sure.
Where you're concerned, you're going to get 2 in an extra territory and then 1 in each of the others. So I think what you'll find in Division 1 is you'll get the 2 with the most at the front and then the 1 with the least at the back.
Yeah. So you're thinking 4, 4, and 3 is
Yeah,
what it
I'm
is.
thinking. Yeah, 4, 4,
Yeah, I
and
like
3. But Div 2, 3, and 4, it's just going to be one in each of the extras.
Yep.
Especially for 3v3, who cares? I mean, this is that many much more extra teams. It really doesn't matter where they go. But for 5v5, it's going to be it's definitely going to be interesting because you've also got to take into consideration not just the extra 60, or it's not just an extra 60 or an extra 54 for 5v5 and 3v3. You've got the extra banners from clearing the territory as well. So which territories are going to become more valuable?
Correct.
Like you just said, you could put 8 teams, eight non-meta teams at the front, and then you could put 3 GLs on the back. But would that be the best strategy? It's like, do you really want to give up those front 2 territories? Because those front 2 territories could be worth more than that third one that's on the back.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Hang on.
that's
I'll
getting
be
called.
right back.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
got a call.
There you go. All right. Well, you can read this on the forums, and we have we have the June calendars available. We'll look at that. The login character for June is Geonosian Spy.
That's a weird one, man.
I think we're gonna need Geos for Anacrin. There's always something in their back pocket when it comes to this
Unless
stuff.
they're gonna throw the Geonosian's queen at us.
Oh no.
Happens.
We got double drops coming in celebration of the newly announced Galactic Legend Kenobi. All Cantina battles rewarding double drops on May 29th and 30th, so get your Cantina energy ready to get those double drops. If you're farming a character, that's perfect. If you're like me, you're farming those right side shards for salvage. That's a +2, so get your Cantina energy ready. Of course, this does not include Galactic Legend event tickets, of course. They always say that. Commander Sokotano. Commander Sokotano's gear has been updated in-game to its final version in-game. And, of course, that means it's another 400 Chirotex. So, no shock. It's Chirotex.
Shocker.
Mm-hmm. And that's what it is. And, well, it's better than the 900 they had before when I was looking on one of the gear requirements. I was like, 900, I don't think that's right. And it's not. It's 400, just like the rest of the Bad Batch. Which just makes me think that, yeah, definitely those 5 characters are going to be needed for Fallen Anakin coming in about 3 to 4 months. So just start prepping, folks. Prep away. Shard Shuffle. Jolie Bindu shards are added back to Darkside 6D Hard. And, of course, Rucker is now available in Chromium packs and the shipments. So you can do that. They do have a new pack that's in the store. I think it's 1,500 crystals. You get 15 of the character, some gear and stuff. So you can get 2 of those. So you can get 30 shards of those characters with that. I think we might get those. So that's the event. That was the content update. So let's go to the event calendar. This is also from Crumb. And of course, disclaimer, all dates are subject to change. Of course, the daily login is Geonosian Spy. You can see here now, this one does not have the update. It says no, okay, it's been updated. Okay, so the next Grand Arena will be 3v3 plus Fleet. Challenges. I always go to the Galactic Challenges on this. The next one coming up on 6, and these are for June. We have Rebels, Clones, Scoundrel, Bounty Hunter, Separatist, Galactic Republic, Empire, Jedi. So we're getting off the clone nonsense we've been on for a while. They can just do these things, and they get a group of guys. They just Mandalorians or the new Bad Batch. They like to throw them at us, make you try to spend money by doing the Galactic Challenges. So those are over. Territory battles, Rebel Assault will be 610. Republic Offense, same one, 610. Then the next Dark Side one, we're currently in one right now, will be on the 25th of June. We have 4 territory wars coming up on the 2nd, the 6th, the 17th, and the 21st. The Grand Arena preview phase will start on Memorial Day, so you'll have till Tuesday to join the new 3v3 plus fleet one coming up. And then you can kind of see where all the events are from the 29th. Pretty standard stuff, nothing too disruptive here, so you can see where all the stuff is here. There was an update with Ashoka Sards. Let me look here if I can find the post. So I wanted to talk about this. This is from Chrome 2. It says incorrect conquest pricing for Commander Ahsoka Tano shards. It says the cost of Commander Ahsoka Tano shards and conquest is incorrect. Her shards should cost 105 currency per shard, but are currently 110. This results in players obtaining 5 fewer shards than intended during this event. We will be granting all players participating in Conquest 5 Commander Ahsoka shards in an upcoming update, and will correct the price for the next run of Conquest. So we're getting 5 free Ashoka shards. So there you go. Anything else? There's the one about Jolie. Okay, so why they moved Jolie back to 60 hard. Yesterday we added Bo-Katan to Darkside 60 hard and replaced Jolie Bindu. This unintentionally made Jolie much harder to farm and hinder players below 85 in their path to Jedi Knight Revan. This is a complete oversight on our part. We did not intend to make earning Jedi Knight Revan significantly harder for these players. There are a limited number of nodes. We will continue to replace characters on nodes, but we will be more mindful of these changes in the future. With that said, we'll be adding Jolie back to 60 hard and leave Bo-Katan this node in an update next. Leaving Bo-Katan on this node in an update next week. Thank you for interesting to see on the holo table. So they kind of screwed up with Jolie, but they put him back. So there's that. Is there anything else? Let me look here real quick. Game updates. Nope, that's it. So that's the news for that. So get ready for GAC next week. It's 3v3, so get ready for it. It's not 5v5. They're starting at 3v3 with those new changes. Some bugs and some stuff like that. Rutgers and Shard store, they fixed Jolie. So that's pretty much the news. Anything else on your guys' radar before we start getting into the Q&A?
No, I'm just like everybody else, man. I'm waiting for the next Rex on
I know.
Kenobi.
I'm sure we're going to get asked about that. I've been getting that. I still think, and I've made up my mind, I think it's Commander Cody and 4 Jedi. Don't know what the 4 Jedi are going to be, but that's my final vote. No Bad Batch. I don't think we're going to need any of the Bad Batch. I think that's going to be needed for Anakin, especially with those Kyrotechs. You're going to need both Kit Kat and the BBs for, among other things, Gas and a few other characters that come to mind for fallen Anakin, aka Lord Vader. I'm sure we'll get asked about that, but yeah, I think when's the next one? June 9th is when the next requirements will be announced, and then probably 2 or 3 weeks before the event comes, we'll get his kit. So I'm sure we'll get asked about it here in the questions. Anything else on you guys' radar? I know we're kind of patiently waiting for that. We're all doing conquests, trying to get cat shards. So yeah. All right, let me put the question now. If you guys don't know, first of all, hit that thumbs up. If you haven't hit the thumbs up already, please do. It does help. This is YouTube, baby. Jace is in the chat. Hey, Jace, what's going on? Let's see here. Okay, so if you guys have a question, make sure you put the word question for your actual question statement. Get your questions in. We're going to start taking questions. Again, this will be a little bit shorter stream, but that's okay, because some weeks they're really long, like the previous week or two where we had so much news we didn't have. I mean, good Lord, we were covering it for a while. And then sometimes there's not a lot of news. There's some things, but there's not a lot of news. So, you know, it is what it is. But with that, get your questions in. Anything goes. Just make sure you put the word question for your actual question statement. You can see some examples of that in the chat. Make sure you do that format, or we probably will miss your questions. Sometimes we catch them, sometimes we don't. But that's on you, not us. All right, we start off with Master Oogway. Let me see if this is... Nope, that was earlier. Let me see for tonight. Stupid Nightbot. First question from Ray Rock. Let me see if this is right. He says, Loki, have you ever been to Yuma, Arizona?
I think I've driven through it. I haven't stayed there.
Let's see here. Buzzsaw's got a quick question. It says, howdy y'all. Quick question. Will the matchmaking be changed since Division 1 will need upwards of 110 characters? That was the other thing too, is what's going to be the GP requirement, right? It's not going to be 80 million GP. If you're going more characters, then it's going to look at, I think for Division 1 we figured it was 120 million GP roughly will be of your characters. I think Division 2 and 3 it's around 110, 100 million. It's going to increase, right? We just don't know the exact number with the algorithm, but I mean that's a good
Are you
guess,
talking
right?
about like, is it going to look at top 80 versus top, do we think it's going to look at top 100 now?
Yeah, I do. I think it's going to be
Yeah.
changed.
I think all they'll do is change. All they'll do is change the code in the algorithm to incorporate the increase for each division. So because obviously they need more they're going to need more matchmaking algorithms now. Sorry, in future than they do now, because obviously right now the one that we just finished, you had 4.5 million GP up for Division 1. And then they had it different for Div. I think it was the same for 2. It was the same for 3 and 4, the same for 5 and 6, and then the same for them lower ones. But they've made the spread so different, and the additional defense is different for so many that they're going to have to use more. They're going to have to use more matchmaking algorithms. So one will have its own. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all going to need their own matchmaking because you require a different. You're going to require a different amount in each one. So, although saying that, actually, no, 2 and 3 might be the same. 2 and 3 might be the same, but you're still only going to get matched within people in your division.
Yes.
So it's the division. It's the Division 2 people that kind of suck out, unfortunately, because
Not this guy.
That's got that. Well, maybe not you, but it sucks for people in Division 2 because they've got the biggest spread.
Okay.
Theirs goes from 6.65 all the way up to 7.8, whereas so it's more than 1 million GP spread. So if you've just got promoted into Division, if you've just got promoted into Division 2 and you're at 6.7, you could get matched against someone that is 7.7. But that's not going to happen in any. That's not going to happen in like 3 or 4 or 5 because there is no million GP spread.
Well, look at Division 4. I think it's 5.1 to 6. It's a lot of GP. I think though the matchmaking's gotten better, and we'll have to see how the matchmaking plays out because I've been around people around 200,000-300,000. It's not these big spreads like it was before. Remember back in the day in GAC, I mean, I'd face people with 600,000 more GP than me, and sometimes I'd be above somebody by like 600,000-700,000 GP. It was all about that top 80 or whatever the algorithm was before, including ships. I don't know. I honestly, we'll see how it plays out. But it's a good question, and I mean that's our best guesstimate on how it's going to affect GP with your top characters. What else? 73 question. Do you think we'll get new ships the next few months to go with GL releases, or just because? I still said this is going to be the year of the ship. I'm starting to look stupider and stupider. My one prediction from Nostradamus that has not been right in the last year. I thought that this was the year they were to come out and start dropping ships on us, and we've gotten one, Razor Crest, and unless that we get an influx of ships, I'm going to look really silly on that.
I think we'll get Fennec Shan's ship, and I think we'll get the Bad Batch's ship. There's 2 obvious ones I think that they'll give us before the end of the year.
All I know is I need some.
You think you need all 4 Bad Batch to go into that ship?
Oh God,
you never
I hope
had
not.
a 4-tune ship yet.
No,
right?
I think it would probably just be tech, because tech's the only tech pilots. I think you would just need tech for that ship.
Maybe 2. I could see 2. There's 2 seats on the sheet.
Echo
we have
will
a
push
3.
tech
we
and the
have a
new
3.
Echo.
We don't have a 4.
No,
right?
but I hope.
Oh
not.
God! If they made it a 4, they'd have to make it a pretty goddamn OP ship.
Eesh. Just thinking about it, just. Oof,
And
God.
what faction would it go in? It'd be unaffiliated.
if it's 4 tunes, then yeah, it'll naturally be a very, thick ship because it's grabbing synergy from 4 pilots, right? And that's apparent on these multi-pilot ships, is they're actually better than the single pilot ships in stat wise, but who knows?
It'd be interesting to see how they play that. But I can see that ship coming, and I can see Fennec Shan's ship coming.
CG alluded that they're going to do something with ships, right? It was in Crumb's cryptic State of the Galaxy.
It was the last line, ship loads more content. So yeah,
that's what I was hopeful on. So
and he said it in our chat too on the other Wednesday night streams. Is he said that they're looking at scaling the pilot list to whatever. If it's the relic level of the capital ship, then that's a possibility. I think of it as easy. Like, I mean, what would be really easy for CG to do, and I think we, Nev, you've said this in the past, is we're waiting for that resistance tank. We're waiting for the first order tank. All they got to do is rework Finalizer and Radis, so they have a summonable tank. Yeah, that's it. That's all they have to do.
Exactly, just something summonable. Fix. Just it would be an easy, so it would have a mechanic just like the
it'd be like the buzz
like the
droids,
malevolence.
Right?
Yeah, it'd be just like the malevolence.
Exactly.
Use a special, and it summons a weak ass ship that just taunts, and that's it.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't do much of anything. Just if you're not going to give us a ship that we can use as a tank, then give the capital ship the ability to summon one.
Yeah, I think that's
you don't have you would. Yeah, it would be an easy. It's not like they have to make it OP. It's the whole point is just something that taunts. Sure, it gets destroyed quickly, but the next time you use a special, it summons another one. It's that it would be a mechanic to frustrate your opponent. You're just like, oh crap, I've got to face this, so I'm always going to face a tank.
Correct. Yeah, and they have this available for what is it? What's her name? Mon Mothma, GBA, and all that. So
it's not they do the summon stuff. So yeah.
Okay. We have the GAC Whisper that was here and then he disappeared. He was here and then he disappeared. Well, I don't know what happened to him. So, Doc Ravage question: what's the trooper split for 3s? I think I've always done this. For me, I usually move Gideon over to Trey and Nihilus. It's a pretty potent team on 3s, especially for offense. I think the 3 troopers I've always used, well, I've got Dark Trooper now, but it'll be like Veer, Stark, Death Trooper. That ought to be a lot of fun in 3s because it doesn't matter. Or you can go Veers, Piet, and Dark Trooper. I mean, you're going to... Oh, Christ. I kind of like Stark, though, because he gets that buff over to Dark Trooper and... Oh boy, oh boy. Get that turn meter, get your Dark Trooper going and start Kassan chopping some fools. I mean, in the past 3s with the troopers was kind of meh. You didn't really want to do it because usually, you want that 5 trooper combination going down on people. Those are 2 that, I mean, I usually move Gideon over to Trey and Nihilus because you can remove turn meter, put the debuff down, and just start annihilating. It's a solid team. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I mean, you can go Piet Stark, or sorry, Veers, Piet, Dark Trooper, Veers, Stark, Death Trooper. You could go Veers, Piet, Dark Trooper for 1. You don't really have a leadership after that, so the other troopers kind of get left by the wayside, and maybe you lose Death Trooper somewhere. I know the Thrawn, Vader, Short Trooper combination, you can move you use Short Trooper there for the Darth Revan counter with Vader, which is pretty nice. I can't think of any other Imperial Troopers. Loki must be getting some sushi or something. I don't know. He disappeared too. First Sam was here, and then Loki has disappeared. Christ, we're losing. People are dropping like flies. Mr. Bone says, question: how does Rangers celebrate Memorial Day? With a lot of fun, drinking, and good food, man. That's the best way to celebrate Memorial Day. I mean, what else is there? Jason, aka Melissa, I know who you are, Jason, says, question: best fit for Beskar Mando in 3v3, is there one? And we've lost Loki. What in the hell is happening now?
Oh my. People's internet's going out left, right, and center.
I mean,
The apocalypse is upon us.
They're both in California, I wonder.
Brown out.
Beskar Mendo, I mean, for me, I used to go Beskar. I've done two things with Beskar. I've gone Beskar, Han, Chewie for offense. I've also used Beskar, IG Quill for defense. I mean, that's really your best bet. You could go Beskar, Nest, and if you got her, Bo-Katan. I mean, the Beskar IG Quill, it's solid. I mean, you can use that. The Beskar, Han, and Chewie on offense is really nice. With the stuns and debuffs and stuff, I mean, it's a fast hitting team with whistling birds. Yeah, it's a pretty solid team. But other than that, I'm sure there's some other than combinations I listed.
I'll have to figure something out when I get him, because I'm still
Wait till you get him.
A couple of weeks away. I'm only a couple of weeks away. I'm only a couple of weeks away from BAM.
Yeah, but wait till you get him.
I know. I can't wait till I get him.
That's going to be great for you, Nev.
He's not getting geared because I'm saving all my gear for Jake. I'm currently relicking JTR and R2. Those are my only two ones left to take up to 7, and then I could go for my then I could go for JML. And right now I'm saving all my gear.
Yeah,
right now I'm saving all my gear.
I think I've been telling people Horde. Let's see what Jedi Master Kenobi's requirements are going to be, and then Horde your gear. We did a roster read today with Tumblr, and we were talking about that. So. Yuta says, thunderstorms. I don't know. Loki's back, but he's not back. Slowly but surely, he's trying to get back in here. I see a wee Bonnie Lass over there with Nev. I see the top of the head of a wee Bonnie Lass. She's a wee Bonnie Lass.
It's my niece. Say hello to everybody. No.
That's right. You tell Uncle Nev to shush.
She just brought me a present.
Aw, what did she get you? Oh God.
It's a Harry Potter. It's a Harry Potter Star Wars crossover.
Well, I mean, what will they think of next? My goodness.
I know.
gracious.
What will they think of next, eh? Thank you, sweetheart. Mwah.
Yeah, Loki's saying his Zoom keeps crashing, so that's interesting. I don't know why.
Must drink coffee. Yeah, no, sorry, I completely
I'm just back
lost.
on my mobile.
That's
Sorry.
okay. Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on, man.
Yeah, it sucks.
No, at least you're still there, Loki. All right. Travis Anderson question. In my opinion, some, if not close to all these requirements will be needed for Lord Vader. Please feel free to tear it apart in no specific order. Newt, I think Newt might be a good one for the new Anakin. Padme, Dooku. Dooku, I don't think will be on there, but Padme, sure. I could see Dooku, but he was requirement for. He could be a crossover one. I wouldn't. It would make sense. Cat, yeah.
I think you'd need Dooku just so that at that stage of the event you put him in just to have his head cut off.
Yeah. Kill him.
Kill it.
And we lost Loki again. What in the hell is happening? Cat makes total sense. It's not weird because Commander Ahsoka, if you watch Relic season 7 of the Clone Wars, that was some big moments between Ahsoka and Anakin, and a few times there before we didn't see Anakin anymore. But yeah, there was some tender moments. Giving her the lightsabers and stuff like that was pretty important. So I could definitely see Cat there, and of course, Gas makes total sense. The version of if you need General Kenobi for the new Kenobi, you're going to need Gas for the new Anakin. So I think all that. I don't really have a problem with any of those. Padme, obviously, Newt, sure. Newt's been part of his journey for a while, indirectly more, but still.
You'll need Watt and Newt and Poggle so that they can all instantly be killed
Cat,
by
bad,
Anakin.
Yeah, you just. Motoko said we would have peace. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
City said we would have peace. Yeah, peace is a U everywhere. Kenpachi 1017, very nice. I love Kenpachi. This is a great name from Bleach. All right, so Loki's trying to get back in here. Let me try to see if I can get him into Zoom. I've admitted to Loki. Let's see if. Well, I hit admit. And nothing's happening. Well, balls. I don't know what to tell you guys, folks. I don't know what this is because me and Never, no problems. We're on.
No problems.
Yeah, must be
none, no issues.
Wait, there's a Sir Loki sighting. He's trying to connect to his audio. Okay, all right, he's connected, but his mic's not connected. All right.
Okay, I'm here again.
There he is! Yay!
Yay!
Kenpachi question. Perfect time, Loki. He says, the data mine had a picture of Ahsoka's clone helmet. Do you think another Rex is coming to complement Cat or perhaps one of the other two commanders of that division? I don't think we're going to new Rex. However, another clone or two?
No, I did see that. So that's going to be...
I think it's another new clone or something. It wouldn't surprise me in the least if they added a...
Yeah, it might be hers, but the problem is she doesn't have any clone synergy. She just has Galactic Republic synergy. So...
yeah, I mean, I've got some idea what it will be, but we can't talk about it because it involves talking about the Bad Batch. We don't talk about the Bad Batch.
Yeah, we don't talk about the Bad Batch.
Exactly. So
no spoiling here. Doc Ravage question: does Ranger and Nev think they will match more or less GLs in the new format? No, they haven't before. I don't think they're going to change now. It's like if you have 3 GLs. Then you get matched up against somebody that has 3 GLs. I think it's your top. It's your top 80 now 100 and 110 GP. If you have 3 GLs in there, great. But I mean, a lot of people we've seen at J Centers, even now with the new algorithm that they've been using, you have 2, but you have a certain threshold for your GP for your characters. You're facing someone with 3. That's just the way it is, baby. I mean, sorry.
Yeah. I mean, it's still, I mean, even increasing the number of characters incorporated into the algorithm, it's still going to depend on how much fluff you've got at your bottom. You know, so if your top 80 matched someone that had the same top 80 and then you add, you know, a boatload of fluff and they didn't because they kept their roster trim, and then all of a sudden it gets expanded out, all it means is you're not likely to face those people with really, really slim top 80s because they've got nothing underneath it. So you're probably going to be you're more likely to be matched against people that have got the same top 80 as you plus those extra 20 characters.
Yeah, it just depends on which characters.
You know, I mean, for all we know, they might incorporate ships into the damn algorithm, you know? There's no way of knowing how they're going to tweak it. It really, really does. I mean, I'm kind of hoping that I get matched against more people with fluffy bottoms because my account's got like very, very fluffy bottom. I've got like 50 gear 11s underneath. I've got 50 gear 11s underneath, you know, most of the stuff that gets picked up by the algorithm. So when I get matched against people with really, really focused rosters, I've got a hell of a lot more trash in the kitchen sink for cleanups than they do. So, but if they're doing like the top 100, well, then it's going to count another 20 of my gear 11s, and I'm more likely to be matched up against someone with a fluffier bottom than somebody with focused. So yeah, I think people with the focused rosters, the really, really focused rosters, they're the ones that are going to suffer from the matchmaking the most because they're only going to be matched against other people with really focused rosters.
We'll see how it plays out. Again, there's a lot of. I mean, this is all pure speculation. We don't know how it's going to play out, but we'll see what happens. All right. Obido in the chat says the helmet is Ahsoka's relic icon. Oh, there you go. There's why you have the relic. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Now we know why the helmet's there. Lord Wick 45, and guys, keep your questions coming in. We'll do Q&A for a little bit more here. Lord Wick 45 question: do you think we'll get any more new game modes by the end of the year? If so, what do you think we'll get? Your guess is as good as mine on that. I mean, do we think we're getting another?
Hopefully, it's that shipload thing that they said.
That's a quality of life. I don't know if that's an actual
ship loadouts will be the next quality. The new mod management is going to be the next QOL. They mentioned it in a recent post.
Yeah, but
a new game mode. Yeah, no. I don't think we'll get any new. I don't think we'll get anything new until. I mean, I don't think we'll get a new raid until 2023. I genuinely don't think we're going to get a new raid until 23. And the raid that they bring in will be something to do with the anniversary of Return of the Jedi, the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi. Because I think they've put all their eggs in this galactic node regarding conquest and challenges. And, you know, they might do some tweaks here and there on other game modes, but I don't think they're going to give us something brand spanking new. Because, you know, Lightside GOTB has still yet to be completed. So I don't think until that gets maxed by a guild, which can't be physically done.
It's mathematically impossible.
It's mathematically impossible at the moment. So until that gets completed, which isn't going to be for what, another 12 to 24 months, because they've got to add ships and they've got to add characters.
That's why I really thought this was going to be the year of the ship. I mean, we still got 7 months to go. I could be wrong and be proven right, but I really thought this was going to be the year of the ship, and so far it hasn't been. We've only had Razor Crest, and one ship is a few million short of what we need for ships for Lightside GOTB. So, well, there's that.
The game is kind of, it's congested at the moment. There's so much. There really is so much to do. We've got the Crankle, we've got challenges, we've got conquest, we've got Grand Arena Championships, we've got territory wars, we've got I don't see the need for anything right now, because there's just, I mean, if I was playing with one account, I would still be hard pressed to get everything done, and I'm doing, you know, multiple accounts. So, oh yes, hang on a moment, ladies and gents, I'll be right back.
All right. Next question. Elliot Worsfold says, question: do you think CG should have changed the feats in Galactic Conquest? I mean, really, I know what he's talking about. So there's a new tier system, Loki, and what it does is every time there's some new characters for the first couple of those Galactic Conquests, if you don't have the characters, it's just that much harder to beat, right? To get the full feats done. Like before, it was the Mandalorians. Now they hadn't gone to tier 10 on that; they was still tier 7. But now it was the recent change to, you know, tier 10. You need to work somewhat on your Bad Batch to beat it. I mean. Should they have done it? I mean, I think it rewards those players that spend money. You know, if they've got the characters, if they've got Bad Batch, and they can knock all this out. Now it's gone back to a more normalized rotation of characters, but do you think they should have changed the feats in Galactic Conquest? I mean, they're constantly twerking. What do you guys think? Should they have changed the feats and stuff for Galactic? I was thinking challenges or conquest? I was thinking challenges. I got that wrong. Sorry. They didn't change the feats for conquest.
No, what they did was they changed the bosses, but they didn't change the and that's a problem because for example, the 700% turn meter on Boss Ray, it's very hard to do. It's possible, but you know, you got to have certain mods, you got to have certain data disks. It's not as easy as it was against Palpatine. Yeah, in my opinion. So yeah, they should have thought about that. I mean, there's a couple of them where I'm just not doing them, and you can still get max crate, but
yeah, I just don't bother with the turn meter ones.
Yeah, but it's kind of like, why even do it? Why even have that feat if you can't even do it, or you can't even, you know, there's too many variables, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Yeah. It's not like before with Palpatine, it was a lot easier.
Yeah, give me back my bloody deployables. It's not fun. It's not fun. I'm not enjoying it as much. I don't have GLs, so hard mode for me without deployables, it's such a grind. I spent an entire 144 energy beating one bloody what's his face? One gas team on Sector 2. because I didn't have the, my cooldowns, and I still wouldn't have finished it like 3 stars. What's even more annoying is I got to the end of the sector, faced gas again, thinking, oh God, here we go. I'm going to get stuck on this. Did it first time. So it's like, really? So mid sector 2 gas is harder than end of sector boss? It's like, oh yeah. So I miss my deployables. The new, don't get me wrong, I like the new data cards. I think 2 out of the 3 are really, really good.
I haven't even seen the new ones yet, man. That's how bad.
Have you not seen the new ones? The protection one is brilliant. The protection one, yeah, entrenched. I got straight out the bat, first node. There it was, entrenched, purple, 75% bonus protection.
Yeah, I think I got one of those, and it was only the 25 one, which is
I got the 75, and
yeah, that's great.
It's great because obviously when your stamina goes down and you start losing the stats and you're not going first, when they're going first, that 75% bonus just disappears. One sortie from your opponent, from the AI, it just disappears. But at least then when you start attacking, you're not like at 0 protection and just health.
Right.
But I think the era of the buffing the crap out of your team is gone. It's more effective to try and get the debuffs on your opponent.
No, I disagree with that. It depends on what you've got available, right? That's a big part of it. I mean, for me, I still use religiously troopers. I mean, Imperial Troopers, because I've gotten the stacking offense ones, even though they really don't need it. But, I mean, that team, just no problem. Thane was in here again, and stupid-ass Thane could not stay connected. Damn it, Thane. I was going to introduce him and everything. I guess not. Wah, 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 wah.
No, Zoom's been acting up, man.
I know. I know.
It's really bad right now.
But, yeah, I mean, I use those teams. The only time I use Galactic Legends is if I'm just not to be bothered. Most teams that I go through with have been troopers, CLS, I'll use gas, Then if I get to like the boss fight or something, sometimes it's advantageous to use a different team other than the GL, but we'll mix and match. Like the dodge feat, yeah, it's kind of nice to have Galactic Ray where you go Galactic Ray, Watt, JTR, and then that mastery builds up on JTR and they can't hit her and you get the evasion feat done. So there are times when for these feats, but the Terminator,
or even the marked feat, like the marked feat with Jedi Knight Revan, it's hard. You can't do it anymore because I used to be able to do it in one battle because of the cooldown disc, but now you got to burn your energy and now you don't even have to win the battle, but the problem is just it drags out and I'm with Nev, man. It's not as fun, obviously, and it feels like more of a time sink now. And I get it. They took all the broken fun stuff out because they're putting real prizes in there now, right? They're putting cat, they're going to put more in there. I mean, it's going to be cluttered with new tunes and whatever, and they're going to make you play. So
yeah, but see, to me, half the fun was like, damn, didn't get a deployable this one. Oh, I must get to the next one. Man. Must get to the next one. Now it's like, it's like
time sink,
the wind's been taken out of my sails. I mean, I'm still, I don't even think I've got halfway through Sector 3 yet. On my main, I haven't even started Sector 2 on my main alt because it's like there's no deployables, so I know it's I've already done most of it on my main, and I know how much of a grind it is on my main, so I know it's going to be even grindier on all my other accounts because I'm just so it's. Don't get me wrong, it's still. I mean, fundamentally at its core, it is an excellent mode. It is really, really good. It's just just a little bit of that fun, a little bit because we had 3 or 4 conquests with the deployables in, so it's like literally here's a basket with some toys in it, and you get to play with them as much as you like, and then on the 5th time that they've got the basket of toys out, it's like they've taken one of your favorite toys. So it's like, it's the same great basket of toys, but they've taken one of your favorites out. So you look at that basket of toys a little bit differently, and you play with it differently. And so I'm I mean, don't get me wrong. I think that this isn't just them taking it away permanently. I think they've simply got more data cards than they can possibly put in all at one go. It would just overwhelm us. And they're simply playing around with, 3 in, 3 out, 3 in, 3 out. I think maybe they'll take another 3 out and put another 3 in to, so that it keeps Conquest fresh. It's not the same data cards month after month after month after month, and after a year it just becomes perfunctory. Like, oh yeah, okay, I've got to get this data card, this data card, and so by taking 3 out and putting 3 new ones in every single Conquest, which fingers crossed they do, it will keep it fresh all the time, because you have no idea what 3 are coming in and what 3 are going out. And it kind of, maybe if they do something like that, I'll be, a little bit happier, because
Correct.
they might bring in another 3 that break it more than deployables did, instead of like a reverse deployable. If you put X amount of debuffs on your opponent, it reduces their cooldowns to zero, and maybe there's a reverse deployable,
or it increases their cooldowns, right? Is that?
Like
fun,
a reverse deployable data card might be the next one they bring in, and everyone's like, just get it, and then go in with Basti. Just put Basti on every single team. You load them up with debuffs, and the deployable kicks in and reset. Makes all of their increases all their cooldowns to max.
Yep.
So all you're faced against is basic, and that you can beat that with something semi decent.
Right.
Hermes.
Sorry about the tangent.
No, that's all right. Hermes.
No, that's fine. Hey, Ranger, real quick, I wanted to just touch on what you talked about on challenges real quick.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. I didn't wail on Bad Batch either. I was actually very happy with the past clone challenges because I was able to do them with 3-star Bad Batch, which is fantastic in my opinion. So there are strategies. I have a 3-star Echo and a 3-star Tech, and I got it done. So to me, I don't know if that's an oversight from CG, but if they continue to do that, where a player like myself can go in there with 3-star brand new Bad Batch tunes and get the max crate in challenges, I'm okay with that. I am not okay if you have to get Relic 8 Bad Batch to complete a challenge.
Yeah.
I think that's dumb,
all I'm just saying,
in my opinion.
I mean, I'm not wasting gear on a 3-star anyway, but this last one wasn't bad, because if you killed the leader, you could get past it, which I just waited for Rux late, timed it right, and got it. The other 2, that trooper one, my sweet Jesus. No, because they just kept reviving and coming back and getting turn meter, and I was like, this is ridiculous. I have Relic 5 plus clone troopers, and I'm getting
I did that with 3-star Echo and 3-star
I couldn't be bothered. I had better things to do with my life than dick around.
I tried that once on my main.
I'll take my tier 9.
Yeah, tried it once on my main, and then didn't bother trying it on my.
There's there were a bunch of guides that people put out, so my hats off to those guys.
Skeletrix's guides are excellent. I just don't have the right gear or mods to do what Skeletrix puts as an example and tutorial in his vids.
I just don't have time.
I think it was Fatal. Fatal put the one out that was just like, this thing worked. I think I tried Fatals. I couldn't get it to work, but other
theory crafter.
Yeah. And he broke it down. I tried it his way though. I couldn't do it, but I did it with I can't remember who it was. It was it was one of the European dudes. It wasn't Skeletrix either, but he had it broken down, and I was just like, I went in there one time and I did it, and I was like, holy crap, it worked.
Swugger for life.
And I have to look back on my notes, but when that challenge comes around again, I'm gonna do the same thing.
I'll be
exactly what you're gonna do.
Well, hell, by that time I might have Bad Batch done if I have, Christ.
No, but even people with Bad Batch were having problems.
I know. It's a stupid one, man. I just can't. I ain't got time, man. I just don't have time. I like a challenge, but when I'm just sitting there and you can't. Oh, it's so stupid. So it is what it is.
But to your point, though, you did not need Relic up Bad Batch to do it. So I'm happy with CG. Now, mind you, Nev did bring up a good point. If you don't have the mods,
right?
that's obviously an issue. But I was very pleased that I didn't have to relic and star up Bad Batch Echo and Bad Batch Tech. You know, that was, for me, that was great. So
Yeah,
I'm okay with that.
For me, and that's why I say, you know, Skeletrix's tutorials are good, but I tried one of them and I did not have the right mods or gear, so I couldn't hit the various different statistical required points on the characters in order to follow his tutorial. So I'm like, if I had them, the tutorial would have worked for me.
Yeah.
Right.
But I didn't fit all of the criteria, therefore, you know, that tutorial wasn't for me. So yeah.
Hermes in the chat says, Bro Ranger, have you melted or what? I haven't seen you in a couple months, looking sharp AF. I haven't seen you around either, brother. Yeah, I've been working out like a religious fiend, lost a buttload of weight. So I changed my diet, everything. Been working out super hardcore. But thank you for noticing, and glad to have you back, man. I haven't seen you in a while. Next question. Let me see here. What else in the 3 question for offense versus crit damage sets? Who do you strictly put as offense and who do you strictly as crit damage? It's situational. I mean, that's a pretty general question for, you know, like, who do I put for offense? Red Lobster Trooper, Dark Trooper, Gas, Luke, but then I'm looking for certain secondaries too on those characters to use. Crit damage, crit chance, or just what do you say? Crit, strictly crit damage. Crit damage, I go for a lot of, like, bounty hunters have a lot of crit damage on them. Crit chance of crit damage because how the team is set up and how it functions. You have to look at those things. You have to look at the team and how it functions. Like, you know, where do they, you know, one, the character itself, how does it function? What is it going to benefit the most? Does it get bonuses for certain things? And then the whole team dynamic. I mean, we could be here for another 30 minutes talking about each of these teams and what you could mod. And sometimes it depends on what you want to mod as well. I mean, back in the day, it was crit chance, crit damage on Han Solo. Well, that's changed. You know, you still, I mean, that changed. It's about fast and damage because, you know, you're going to get all those bonuses from CLS. And it's an organic thing. It's going to change. I mean, I need to be specific, but, you know, like I look at Gas. I mean, the Gas team. Gas has offense. Fives has nothing but health and protection on them with good offensive secondaries. Rex is tenacity and speed because I don't want him getting stunned. Echo and Arc. I think Arc I go offense, but I think for Echo I go crit damage, crit chance, or something along those lines. I mean, you can kind of play around with it. Just depends on what you want the character to do and what their role is in the team as well. So, I mean, that's just a general answer to what you're doing there, but that's what you have to kind of look at when you're doing stuff. My brother is calling me in the middle of the raid. Should I answer and give him a hard time? I'm streaming and he's calling me. He knows this. No, I'm not going to do that to him. That would be mean. El Sombrero. Hey, what's going on, man? This question, what will be the last fire requirements for Jedi Master Kenobi? All right, let's go around the corner and let's see which ones we think. I think it's going to be Cody and 4 Jedi. Nev, what do you think?
I would concur, and I would add to it, one of the Jedi will be Cam.
I'm really against, I don't think it's going to be Cam. But Loki, what do you think?
I agree with you, Nev. I think it's going to be Cody. I think it's going to be Cam. The other
3.
The other 3, sorry. The other 3 will probably be Jedi Council ones. So they did Ayla.
Put Grandmaster Yoda in there. I think he's going to be one of them.
Could put Grandmaster Yoda. Could put Plo Koon.
Yep. Kit Fisto.
Keith Koth.
Yeah.
Kit Fisto. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be. I mean, knowing CG, they're probably going to do Kit Fisto, Plo Koon, Eth Koth.
God.
Ham and
Gundy
and Cody.
I mean, have we had the curveball? Yeah, the real curveball? Have we had the real curveball? Because we've had curveballs before. I mean, wasn't Houndstooth? You know, we've had Houndstooth as requirements in something that relates in no way, shape, or form to the story of the character. You know, and never the twist. I'm just wondering if, you know, if. And we have had GL requirements that were then not used before as well, and they've simply placed that character there, and you've had to gear them and relic them, and then they don't get used in the event. So I'm just wondering if, are they going to play nice and make it obvious with for
no surprise? So surprisingly, JMK, there hasn't been a Rose Tico requirement yet, in my opinion. I think everything
exactly, that's what I'm talking about. The curveball.
It's decent. Yeah.
I just don't. Everything that has been given down as a requirement so far, you're kind of okay with. No one's going, oh my God, why did you do that?
Yeah,
I mean, sure, people are pissed off about
why.
But
he's been out for a while, and he's
not pissed off.
No, but you gotta give him a Relic 7 is the
Relic
problem.
7, because a lot of people just want to stop at 5. So it's.
I mean, it's a GL.
I think
I'm
the
sorry.
Inconvenience.
Get over it. Sorry, I mean,
Yeah.
he's and he's one of those characters that will benefit from it. I mean, they could have been more dicks about it and dropped some Relic 8s. They still can, but they didn't. This round.
True. They haven't.
The only one Relic 8 we've had to have was Kenobi, but you get a big benefit from having a Relic 8 General Kenobi for your fleet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's a huge uptick for that character. I mean, Relic 7 Grievous, come on, man. He's got a ship, and his character himself at Relic 7 is stupid. So, I mean...
Yeah. There's just this niggling feeling in the back of my mind. There's this niggling feeling in the back of my mind that Grievous is going to be in there. Because it's General Kenobi,
Kenobi!
I just, there needs to be a solo event where Kenobi fights against, just like Luke and Vader in their event. Luke has to, square off to Vader in a solo match. I just think that, as part of the tiered event that they put out for him, a solo match against a Grievous would be fun, and it would be, but they've already put a boatload of dark side requirements for the event anyway, haven't they?
Yeah.
All right, Obito, question: are you happy that your GA streams will last longer now? I mean, a lot of times when we get done streaming GAC, it only takes so long, and then we're kind of having fun with you guys most of the time. The reason our streams last as long as they do because we're having fun with you guys. So, I mean, GAC, if I just did it and didn't even try to interact or anything, 20 minutes at the most. So a lot of times we talk about things, and that's really where the fun comes in. Is I don't care if it goes 2 hours. I mean, if it's fun and it's entertaining, then that's the point, So, I mean, some people when they do their GAC streamers are longer than others. Some are shorter, Yeah. And then
some people get really, really technical, which is why it takes them a lot of time. And then other people just, do their GAC from the gut, and it's like,
hey,
let's see that team.
Hey, Nev, check this out real quick.
Yeah, sure.
You know how you can see your Grand Arena preview? So
yes,
for some reason, it looks like they increased the score of Kyber. It looks like Kyber now is 44,900 as opposed to whatever it was back then.
Oh, right. Which was
because I'm looking at my screen right now and I'm max Kyber, right? I mean, whoever made Kyber is like over Kyber, I guess. But now it's saying that I'm at a deficit. I was at 43,734 out of 44,900.
Oh, wow. So
they've already.
What did you go? Just out of interest, did you go 10-2, 11-1, 9-3?
I had 2 losses, so whatever that was.
So you went 10-2.
Yeah.
So you went 10-2 and didn't get Kyber.
And according to this, I would not get Kyber. But that's assuming though I only put I put less on defense though, right? According to this number.
Yeah. You've got to take into account all of the missed matches from the previous 12 rounds that you would have scored 60s and stuff on. So no.
That was actually going to be one of my questions, is if we thought that Kyber was going to be harder to hit, but it looks like Kyber's going to be
It looks like
easier
it's
to hit
going to be
now.
the same.
More points, man. Yeah, it'll be fine, man. It's going to be fine. I mean, 9-3, you should get Kyber if you have a 9-3 record. I've seen people at 8-4 that always feel clear and only lost from and doing feats. So
and exactly. You just mentioned it, Ranger.
I'm well over Kyber. I mean, I lost one just because we dicked around on Saturday, but I mean, I went 5,000-6,000 over Kyber, and I lost out on 2,000 points. So I mean,
Feats are going to be even. Think about on top of that, people are going to be able to get more banners from feats. People always, the most competitive players of GAC, the ones that finish at the very tippy top, top 100, top 50 competitors tend to be ones that go for all of the feats, and people that don't go for them. But if you've got an extra 3 defenses to chew through every single round for 12 rounds, then you're more likely to come up against those, those sweet peaches on the back line that are less than 40k.
Oh yeah, baby.
Hallelujah, I could get a feat.
Absolutely. I mean, I do the main feats, but like if they have something like this last one, like you needed mace or gas and echo, I mean something stupid like that, I'm just like, for 80 banners, I just don't give a shit. Now I'll do the undersize, I'll do the other ones naturally, but yeah, I don't give a shit about the other ones. What else? Any 3 question? How long until we will be able to start farming banners for GL Kenobi? I don't think Kenobi's coming till the end of June, beginning of July.
Yeah, and end of June, beginning of July, because once they release once they release, here's the thing that I think, because I believe that they're going to be putting Cam and Watt in the store, in the Territory Battle store, it would, thus making people able to, like, say that you've got people on 6 stars. You want to give them a couple of Territory Battles for them to get the currency to buy the extra shards for Cam on top of the packs that they're going to put in the store, like they did with Hoda. I think that they do the next requirements at the beginning of June, put Watt and Cam in the store, and then they start the event, like you said, Ranger, end of June, beginning of July.
They give that 2 to 3 week buffer once they make the announcement, so people start scrambling and stuff like that. Typically it's been 2 weeks if memory serves. What else?
I'm hoarding get to.
El Sombra, why did you skip my question? We did not, my good friend. We answered your question, my friend. We just did that one. What else? 73 question: is Bad Batch usable in Last Side GOTB on that GK special mission, or is it just GK, Cody, and Clone Sergeant? No, baby, those are locked in. You got to use those 3. That's Loki's favorite mission right there. Loki loves that mission.
I love that mission.
Yeah, see, he just said it. He loves it so much he wants to marry it. All right, Obito question. Wait, Mace Windu isn't the Rose Tico for... God.
No, I don't think so, because at least he has a ship.
He has a ship, man.
He has a ship, man. You can use it. No, he is.
Don't let Rambam hear you say stuff like that. It'll chew your ears off.
No, he is a capital ship, man, and it's useful with. I'm going to use it with Razor Crest, man, once it's all maxed out. So
yeah,
that's another reason why I think we're going to get Fennec Shan and her ship to go with the bounty hunters. I think that's gonna be just what the Doctor ordered, Ranger, regarding ships.
Yeah,
something that rounds out bounty hunters, that actually gives you a bounty hunter fleet. I
will see. I disappointed, but then since that post by Chrome, I mean, it's giving me some hope that this could be the year of the ship. We get a bunch of ships, but till it happens, bro, I got egg on my face on that, man. I mean, I really made the call, and I did it months before Chrome did it, because we've predicted almost everything that's come out. We said all the stuff. I predicted it was going to be way before anyone even started. It was going to be C, and it was going to be Jedi Master, Luke, and we've been between me, Loki, and we've just been nailing this shit over and over again. We said Cat was going to be the reward character coming out of Conquest. I mean, we got that one right. I mean, we've been doing this long enough, coming up on 5 years. We kind of see the tea leaves. We're able to read the signs and look at things and look at certain things that are happening and just get a sense of what's going to come down the road next. I mean, it's obvious. It's without a shadow of doubt. 3 to 4 months, fallen Anakin. And the next character coming in Conquest, because they kind of hinted at that, that's going to be Maul.
It's definitely going to be Maul. Yeah,
it's going to be Maul in Conquest, and it's going to be Fallen Anakin, which is the next GL. Just prepare for it, and you're going to need Bad Batch, and you're going to need the new Ashroka. So I mean,
I guessed right that it was going to be Ahsoka in around about in the middle of the year. I just thought I didn't think she was going to come as a conquest character. I thought she was going to come as an epic confrontation character.
Yeah, I thought. Initially we did think we changed our mind immediately because we thought it might lead to something with Ahsoka with Bo-Katan, but then we changed our tunes quickly on that. I mean, you can see which characters are coming now.
Yeah.
After that, couldn't tell you yet until I get to see some more tea leaves. You know, just we can kind of look at stuff.
Because you know that Crumb's going to drop some puzzle.
Little hints,
just like when he dropped the puzzle for the Millennium Falcon, we knew it was the Millennium Falcon that
we
was
knew
coming.
it was Jedi Master Kenobi. Since December last year, we were calling it. You know, what's going to be the next GL?
They leaked Jedi Master Kenobi, man. So that's their fault.
Yeah, but we were kind of guessing that ahead of time. We were saying the next two, and we were kind of reiterating what we had heard. What was being talked about? We were like, "Yeah, it's Kenobi, and it's going to be Anakin." Now they changed
Kenobi's animation, and that's why.
Even the photoshopped guy. You remember the one that did the Photoshop, and he admitted to doing the photo. Even his guest Photoshop fake predicted General Kenobi.
Now the one that Loki got right that I didn't. I was on the fence about was that they were only going to do one GL at a time. I didn't see that one. I didn't see that coming. I was on the fence, but the more Loki talked about it, the more I was like, you know what? You know, that business side of me with my degree was like, yeah, damn, that's actually not, that makes a lot of sense. So,
yeah.
All right,
why I thought we were, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say that's why I thought that we were going to get an epic confrontation at the middle of the year and one at the end, because they do GLs in twos and there just wasn't the taste for another 2 GL, but 1 GL, yeah, everybody's like, whoa, yeah, that's great. Easy focus, easy to focus on.
Yeah.
Not, do I pick this one? Do I pick that one?
Yeah.
Well, I've got half, there's no messing, no fussing. They know that the whales and the Krakens who are going to have one track minds. I need that, and that for the next GL.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, last question from Jasa. She says, last question, best counter tag team for feats. Galactic Challenge, that is. Tag team for feats. It depends on what the feat is. I don't have the current one pulled up. I mean, it depends on if you get the feat where you have to defeat 3 enemies at a time, I love using Kylo for Galactic Challenges. It's different in Conquest, but for challenges, I'll go in there with Kylo. Get them at a certain point, and then wham, they're dead, right? What are some of the other feats that were in there?
I use Revan and Basti.
You can use Revan. I mean, it depends on which one it is.
For the feat that you just mentioned. I mean, specifically for the feat that you just mentioned. Kill 3 at the same time.
Yeah,
because it's not the easiest thing in the world. But Electric Boogaloo followed by Lightning from Basti.
Yeah, that's a good one to use. I mean, it just depends on what the feat is. I mean,
yeah,
it's going to vary on. You always have. I mean, undersized is undersized, but it's those specific ones where you have to get 3 kills in 1 turn or something along those lines. Where Galactic Legends just make your life so much easier. I'm just trying to think of some of the other ones. I just don't really pay attention that hard to Galactic Challenges anymore. I mean, Troopers are always a good one if you have attack out of turn so many times, or what was the other one we had to use with Jedi recently? The Jedi one where you had to attack 15 times or something ahead of them. I mean, go in there with Revan Lee, Luke, Jedi Knight Luke, Hermit Yoda, Grandmaster Yoda, keep just switching that turn meter around and doing all those calls and 6. Actually, I think I used Joe Lee and easily got the feat then. So, Rebels are really good for some of those feats. I mean, CLS is still CLS. But yeah, it's situational. What do you have and what can you use? The teams you built up and what tier you're doing. But yeah, Jedi are really good, as Obito says. Rebels, those are always good for some of those feats that you have. Like attacking out of turn, Rebels are great at that. They all attack out of turn. Plus, they counterattack a lot, right? If you especially want to counterattack one, attacking out of turn, those are a great one to use. Oh God. But yeah, I use SLK a lot for undersized things of that nature, unless it's something more specific. You can use Jedi Master Luke, but you have to time his efflux at a certain point. You can do one with him. Rey works sometimes. You get him low enough, you time her ultimate, so you can do that. C is C. Yeah, Geo's Mon Mothma. So it just depends on what the feat is. We talk about for those Galactic Challenges, some of those feats, the more depth you have in your roster with developed teams, the easier it can be for some of those feats. If you're kind of pigeonholed at lower GP to try to get some of those hard, it gets a little tough because the teams just can't do what you need them to do. So hopefully that answers your question, Jason. Glad to see you around, young lady. All right. I think that covers tonight's stream. That's all the questions. I just refreshed. That was the last question. So, Nev, we'll be doing the GA Center tomorrow, 9:30 p.m. Central, 10:30 Eastern on the Escape Podcast.
Oh, yes, we will.
Yep. So
Season 2 comes to a climax.
I know. I'm sorry, Nev, I didn't go undefeated. We kind of dicked around Saturday.
There wasn't a lot of people that went undefeated this month.
I could have gone undefeated. That's how sad that was. I mean, we could have easily won that one, but he was a little hurt. He got screwed against Loki on the King Kong versus Godzilla.
I saw the report, and I'm just wondering how to
poor thing.
Add to Thane's pain when I read your report.
Well, I'll be reading it, so. But no, that was rough. So I let him go in against the Mon Mothma team with just Trey and Nihilus because he wanted to show something. But we miscalculated some speed and it just went to shit fast. I was why have you done this thing? You fucked me. You fucked me. Why'd you do this?
well, there's a bit of good news for you. I mean, there's a bit of good news for you regarding next. Obviously the reboot on the GAC divisions, because obviously you're going to be in 2.
Right.
So you will no longer have to compete against Solo and Zareth because they're going to be Division 1.
Hey. But that still leaves me. Who else?
You're still going to have to face Endall.
Yeah.
And you're still going to be facing the likes of Endall.
Well, Fruit Ninja's out of there. It really was just Endall that was the only one that was ahead of me.
Actually, yeah, Fruit Ninja Mike's not there anymore. So Endall.
Yeah, just Endall. That's it.
Wow, yeah.
So it'll be me and Endall going at it, but I mean that guy hardly ever loses. So, congrats, Endall. Congrats, buddy.
I still need to look at his results and find out if he's still the king of D, or if Maurice, good old Maurice, took the title from him. So it's
nothing. I mean, Endall's too ridiculous with his defense. That guy is it's all he's about. So, but yeah, it was fun to be in the.
I think he only got full cleared twice all season.
Yeah, I mean Premier League. I mean,
Months.
when you're in the same league as Bitcoin and Zareth and Solo and Endall and Fruit Ninja Mike. I mean, these guys just don't lose. And I had a curdle run, but I mean, 43-5 and you finish 5th. I'll take it.
Yeah.
When you're
the messed up thing is those big players, those top four players. I mean, Zareth and Solo are going to be in Div 1, but Endall is going to be in 2. Bitcoin is going to be in 3. I've got Calvin Awesome in Div. Calvin Awesome in Div 4, so it's like, okay.
Good luck, guys. In those divisions. Good luck.
Playing for silver.
Although Bitcoin looked a little mortal this time. He had a few losses.
Bitcoin did not have a good month. Bitcoin did not have a good month. I mean, there's no. I mean, 9-3. That's just bonkers.
I mean, Division 1 is actually going to be really interesting because GOM is so good. Loki, of course, is Loki, and then you've got. Solo and Zareth are going to be in there. It's, oh my God. That's going to be, Division 1 is going to be interesting as well. So,
my friends.
Solo lost to GOM. That's right.
GOM, Solo base,
Zareth.
and Zareth are going to be the along with Loki, top four contenders. There's some. I
don't think of anybody else that'll be in Division 1. Well, Arnold, but Arnold's inconsistent.
Arnold will be there. Warrior will be there.
He's gotten better.
Warrior will be there, and he's starting to.
He's picking it up.
He's picking it up. I think for the last 3-4 months, he's mainly been like, what can I do on offense?
Yeah.
And especially in this last month, it's like, all right, I've got my offense nailed down. Now I need to start laying down a
about the
defense
defense.
that's gonna, because he's been losing but getting clearances.
Yeah.
So a bit like Heinze. Heinze
I
was,
mean,
you know, Heinze.
Mando just does what he does, man. He's too inconsistent. Who else?
I'll have to get Paul to give you access to the season 3 spreadsheet because there's been some name changes.
Yes, I hope so.
Ooh, there are some retirees and there are some new competitors.
We did lose some and some new competitors, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. We'll have to start from scratch.
Yeah, there is what I think there is one new guy for Division 1, but obviously no names yet. Not until after we've concluded the season.
Top competitors, yeah. So, and I'll be God, that's so a monster to overcome. I mean, that dude. I think he had 2 losses.
But that's just it. He's going to have to find, you know, just like you, he's going to have to find a new strategy as well.
He will. I mean, he's too good. I mean, those guys are too good for. I don't think any changes are going to have any that much an effect on them. I mean, I'd be shocked if it did. I mean, they're still too good at understanding teams and components and how to work mods and have a good working knowledge of how the game and strategies that. I mean, a little bit of tweaking here and there, but I still think they're going to be really good. So, anything you want to pimp Loki before we get out of here?
No, man, you covered it.
All right.
I'm good.
So, thank you guys for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow for the lunch stream, and then I'll be back tomorrow night with Nev on the GAC Center as we wrap up the old
season 2
as we get into season 3 in the new format. So that'll be a lot of fun. Friday we'll have a lunch stream. Saturday we'll have the Jedi Academy. But other than that, we're working our way toward Memorial Day weekend, which I hope everyone is excited for. Everybody needs a 3-4 day weekend. So no GAC this week, so not as many streams as we normally do. But we'll be back next week with the GAC streams. Trust me, starting Wednesday night and moving forward, we'll be rocking and rolling GAC. So it'll be a lot of fun. So with that, check out Nev or the Escape Podcast channel on Fridays as well, and usually Tuesdays, but end of the season we usually do Wednesdays or Thursdays, so it'll be Thursday tomorrow.
You got our giveaway this Friday as well.
That's right. So, and don't forget about the
giveaway this Friday.
And don't forget about the bounty hunting stream on.
Oh yeah,
Saturday.
And we've got we've got
I've been pimping
not
it,
one,
don't worry.
not 2, not 3, but 4. We've got all the bounty honeys.
Yep. So
on the
there'll be
show on Friday. So
24-hour stream on Saturday. I've already pimped it. I'll pimp it again on Jedi Academy because they'll be just starting or into their stream when we start Jedi Academy. So we'll show them some love and make sure you guys support those lovely ladies. All right. With that, have a great rest of your night, guys. Be safe. Look out for one another, and we will holler at you later.